Welcome to DJ's True Crime and Mysteries. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get into tonight's story. It's a doozy.
A city of power, a city of history, a city where secrets move quietly behind government buildings and row house walls. But in October 2023, one of those secrets didn't belong to politicians. It belonged to the disappearance of a 25-year-old woman named Chyna Crawford. A young professional, independent, connected to family, living her life in the nation's capital. Till suddenly, she wasn't. Tonight, we're diving deep into the timeline, the suspects, the surveillance, and the conspiracy investigators say led to her death. And the haunting reality that her body has still never been found. This is the story of Chyna Crawford. Before the headlines, before the police tape, before the courtroom indictments, there was simply Chyna. Friends described her as driven and stylish. Family said she was dependable. The type who checked in just to say she made it home safe. She worked for a nonprofit organization dedicated her time helping others. She lived alone in Washington, D.C., managing her own space, her own schedule, her own future. She wasn't transient. She was not disconnected. She had routine. And routine is often the first alarm bell when someone vanishes. October 23rd, 2023. That Monday would become the final confirmed day Chyna Crawford was ever seen alive. There was no public sign of distress, no frantic calls, no reports of stalking, and no visible threats. If danger was circling her life, it did so very quietly. Family communication suddenly stopped soon after. Calls rang without an answer. Text sat unopened. At first, loved ones hoped for something simple. A lost phone, a busy schedule, maybe just a need for some space. But deep down, instinct said otherwise. By October 26th, she was reported missing to the D.C. police. And search began. In adult missing cases, investigators often wait for patterns. Financial activity, phone pings, transportation logs. Chyna's case escalated really quickly. Her phone went dark, no bank activity, and no confirmed sightings. Then detectives uncovered evidence suggesting she hadn't simply left. She had been taken. Court records allege that on October the 24th, one day after she was last seen, suspects confronted Chyna. Investigators believe she was kidnapped and forced into her own Mercedes vehicle. Imagine the terror of that moment. Your car, your space, suddenly controlled by someone else. She was driven away from the area, alive at the time she was taken. See, she never returned. Only the suspects were later connected to the vehicle's movements. Chyna vanished into that ride and was never publicly seen again. When detectives searched her residence, they noticed something very telling. There was property missing. Not random clutter, valuables. Items investigators say were stolen included jewelry, designer clothing, electronics, personal accessories, keys, and her phone. And this transformed the case narrative. Not just kidnapping, robbery, intertwined with abduction. Her Mercedes was later recovered, cleaned in what prosecutors believe was an attempt to destroy evidence. But forensic investigations often find stories even cleaning can't erase. As you can imagine, Washington, D.C. is saturated with surveillance. Traffic cameras, private security systems, residential doorbells. Investigators reconstructed timelines using video evidence across multiple locations. Movements of vehicles, associations between suspects, travel routes tied to the kidnapping window. While specific Ring doorbell footage has not been publicly released, surveillance technology played a major role in building the case. A digital breadcrumb trail leading detectives forward, frame by frame, minute by minute. As weeks turned to months, hope for recovery alive, well, it faded. Then came prosecutors' declaration. Chyna Crawford was believed to have been murdered. Indictments later alleged she was shot and killed after being kidnapped. Yet, there remains one chilling complication with all this. Her body has never been recovered. There is no confirmed location, there are no remains, and no physical closure. Just legal charges without physical resolution. The investigation's first major break came months later. LaShawn Washington was arrested. She was charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors allege she played a central role in the events leading up to Chyna's death. But Washington pleaded not guilty, and the case pressed forward. But investigators weren't finished. Evidence pointed to multiple participants, a broader criminal network tied to robberies and violent street activity. 2 more suspects were indicted. Barney Cooper, charged with first-degree felony murder, armed robbery, armed carjacking, and conspiracy. And Iwan McNeil, again charged with first-degree felony murder, conspiracy, armed robbery, and carjacking. At the time of indictment, McNeil was already incarcerated on federal firearm charges. Prosecutors allege the group operated within coordinated criminal activity, meaning Chyna may have been targeted as part of a larger pattern of violent robberies. Now, online discussions have speculated that friends lured or trapped Chyna inside a residence. However, publicly released court documents have not confirmed that claim. Law enforcement has stated that she was targeted, but specific betrayal narratives involving close friends remain unverified publicly. In true crime reporting, you see that distinction matters because rumor travels faster than evidence. And for Chyna's loved ones, time has stretched painfully. Every court hearing brings answers, not the one they want most. Where is she? Family was not able to have a burial, no gravesite, no physical place to mourn and grieve. Just photographs, memories, and the echo of an unanswered question. No body homicide cases are among the hardest to prosecute. All they can rely on is digital evidence, witness testimony, forensics, conspiracy linkage, and behavior after the suspected crime. Cleaning vehicles, selling stolen property, communication records. Prosecutors must build a narrative so strong that absence itself becomes evidence. As of now, in 2026, 3 adults have been charged in connection with Chyna Crawford's kidnapping and murder. Additional juvenile involvement has been referenced, but remains less publicly detailed. The homicide case is active in the court system, yet one element remains unresolved: her recovery. Little reflection on this story. When someone disappears without a trace, grief behaves differently. There's no funeral to signal finality. There's no casket to say goodbye to. Families, well, I guess they live in dual realities. One where hope whispers, and another where evidence screams. Chyna Crawford exists in that space, legally deceased, but physically missing. A young woman built a life in Washington, D.C. She had routine days, family calls, and future plans. And then violence intersected her path. Prosecutors say robbery turned to kidnapping, and then kidnapping turned to murder. And murder turned into one of the capital's most haunting unsolved body recoveries. 3 people charged, and a conspiracy outlined. A life taken. Yet until Chyna Crawford is found, justice remains only partial. Because closure isn't handed down in court, it's found when the missing come home.